So real quick before I do get into the video, look at this luxurious face or whatever the fuck it is. So I can just look at it. If this is a woman, I would date the woman, no homo. But anyway, so welcome back to another video. So I was originally gonna make a video about the Vector and like why I think it should be buffed. But I saw this video and I'm like, holy shit. Bambzl like low-key cooked. Like, and anybody, if you don't know who bambzl is, I mean, that's fine. I mean, not a lot of people know, like, everybody in Grail, it's fine. Like, who gives a shit? So, essentially, he is a Grail tuber, as we call it. I don't like that term because, I mean, he specifically records Grail, but it's like, I'm pretty sure the man plays other games or records other games, or at least does other content besides Grail. Just Grail is like the easiest one to farm views on. I kid you the fuck not. Like, if you don't got anything going on, like if you're not warring or whatever, or shit, you can even put it in your fucking status. You can promote your YouTube channel. And if you do Grail content in Grail and promote it in Grail, the views rack in. I kid you not. Sorry, I'm eating some beans. So, I want to talk about this. So, the title of the video, let's go look at it. Gun balancing would ruin Grail era, right? And I have to, like, slightly agree with that statement. But I would have to disagree as well. Because you have to go about it the correct ways. Because if you, like, just, like, if you pull Bitch Sam back, like, in 2015, I already watched the video, by the way. So, this isn't really, like, a blind reaction, but I will say, I was, like, it was back in 2016, 2017, when Bitch Sam made all the gun changes the first time, right? He nerfed the bar, he nerfed a bunch of guns, I think he buffed some as well. He essentially made it to where the bar was like, if you didn't own, like, you had to own the bar. Like, to own the bar, like, that was the way that you competed in Grail. You had to own the bar at least. And then you got into your P2Ks, and you can get your, PSG. Like, between the bar and the PSG, though, those were, like, the two guns that you saw the most. P2Ks was, like, you had to be fucking cracked to use P2Ks. But, of course, like, the P2Ks were still fine. But you had to, like, at least have a brain cell to use the P2Ks. So, you didn't see the P2Ks as much, but, like, you still saw them. They're still in a similar spot today, by the way. I want to make, like, a gun tier list, by the way. Like, a Growler gun tier list. Excuse me. I'm not going to, like, include any exotics, since it's, like, you can't get the exotics now, unless, like, a USD. But, hey, guess what? That's, like, very illegal, so don't do that. Because, you know, you're going to end up like Kratos crying about Will K getting banned for USD. Even though the admins are mad at didn't even jail him. So, congratulations, guys. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue on the video. So let me stop bullshitting.
Let's talk about something I'm sure all of you know about on this game. And that is overpowered weapons. Limited items, auction items. These weapons can destroy you mentally and, well, physically as well. But let's get specific here. Let's talk about gun balancing. Hot take alert, gun balancing would ruin Grail era. It would destroy it, absolutely obliterate it. Hold up. Please hear me out. Listen to what I have to say before you just dip out on this video. You may be thinking this guy is a straight up idiot. And yeah, that's not wrong. But I think I may be onto something. For the past 2 years, the biggest, most consistent complaint I've heard about Grail era is how OP weapons are. And I can totally hop on board and agree with you because you're right. It doesn't feel good walking into a base and getting shredded by some auction gun, or going into the Spar complex and getting two-tapped by someone with a dragon rifle. No offense, Commander. So yeah, what I'm saying...
So real quick, yeah, I mean, he's absolutely right? Because, and this is where, like, I agree with him in a sense of, yeah, like, this is where I agree with him. Like, yeah, he feels horrible, right? For example, right, in wars, right, a lot of the times it's determined by exotics, not by skill. And when I say that, I mean, like, I'm being serious about it, because a lot of times it's, determined by the exotics, the options, the limiteds. And it's like, it's now this mentality of, like, you got to get those limiteds and exotics and stuff, and you got to stack your tag with them. But sometimes, like, some limiteds and exotics, they just flop, right? I mean, they're good, but it's like they just flop. They aren't great. Like, I can't remember. There's one. It was like the if anybody knows what I'm talking about, like the OG like Halloween, one of the Halloween melees. It's like a reskin of that. It's like gray, red handle, has like little like, I guess like that's what there would spikes be there, but they can't really put the spikes there. I mean, I guess they could, but I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about? That melee, it has like 3 dashes or whatever. Like, it's fine, but it's like it's not gonna impact your gang anymore than if you just get in like a shroud or ornamental or ice mage. For example, the ornamental is like a very key like thing in box, because good God, I kid you not, like it's that you stack the right side of the base in the upper, and it's like, holy shit, it's a game changer. Now I might have made a video on this. I can't remember. I'll link it back down below if I did or not. But I talked about how G-Maps would actually fix that issue, to where if you want to leave exotics and like all those type items in a base, like keep them in basing, that's like your fix to do it, because it's not as hard to, it's not like, it's not as heavily determined by like, exotics, right? It's more determined by skill, right? For example, in PZ, right? PZ's, you can stack the flag of exotics, but it's like if you got good people that stack the tag and they're peeking and they're doing what they got to do and they're not taking damage and they don't push out, you're gonna get fucking rolled every single fucking time. You're gonna get rolled every single time when you say on a flag. That's why you got to push out a flag. So that's why I say PZ is like a really skilled Titsa base, because you get punished for sitting in the flag. Now, like lethal, on the other hand, lethal was a different case. You just gotta hope that the people's good enough and like smart enough to go like, hey, let's not fucking break these doors, snipe through the doors, make them move, and then we can start pushing. You gotta have your good guys that they can peek good, right? And have them peek into the little Grammy area. So, where you go up and then you turn like right, and like it's like a weird thing where like they can peek as well, right? That's why I say M4A3 is actually like really strong now in like these open ass G maps, because you can actually peek and shit, which is like really fucking strong, because you can't like just bomb rush in there, because like if they have like healing melees or healing guns, right? Like I actually used RNG. RNG is fine, but like in these new G maps, it's very easy just to fucking dodge the RNG bullets. But if it's like an close encounter, RNG is like really strong, because like you're killing people, you're healing. So they're just like a fucking walking tank. Trust me, I tried it yesterday and I got like a 700 daily. I'm actually gonna put up some gameplay of it, because it's the Xmas one, but like it's still really fucking strong. So we're gonna continue on.
Is OP items suck for players who don't have them, but
We're
that
just
doesn't mean that should change as of right now. Let me just start by saying there are OP items in any game that you play. Like, do you guys remember that sword in Fortnite a while back? What else do I have to say? There is something...
Okay, so I get what he's trying to do there. He's trying to go, oh, I know there's OP items in Fortnite, but remember that sort of... So here's the thing about those type of items in Fortnite. They are rotated in and out of the game. Right? They get included into the game, right? And then once the new season drops or whenever, like they got a rotation, like whenever they make an update, right? They'll take it out, they'll vault it, they'll allow you to use it in the the creation stuff, right? And then you go back, then they bring in a new OP item, right? There's always that one item in Fortnite that's like you always gotta have it. I don't play much Fortnite, but like in any battle royale, but mainly like this is like big in Fortnite. It's like once you see that one gun, you gotta take it. That one item, you gotta take it, right? For example, the robots. I know a lot of people remember the robots in Fortnite, right? That was OP. As soon as you saw a robot, you got it. Now, if you didn't take it, you're either you were just challenging yourself not to use it because the robots were sort of fucking cracked, or You weren't like trying to be like part of the problem. But go ahead and but that's like a really bad example because Era isn't a battle royale, right? It is a MMORPG. Yes, we have a battle royale, but we can't use exotics in there. We can, but we have all these new items that they aren't rotated in and out, right? You aren't like opening up a chest or doing this, unlocking it, and then going back to the lobby, right? No, you're currently playing the game. So, try and compare Fortnite to a game like Era is like, you can't do that. Fortnite works a different way, Grail works a different way. Those are two different types of games, and you got to tackle those games at different situations when it comes to balancing or updating the game. That's just the way it comes, right? If you were to like to talk about like all like I don't know what would be the best way to compare. What would be like a good game to compare Grail to? Compare it to Overwatch in a sense, because that's like what basing is essentially, right? Basing is almost like Overwatch, right? You got 25v25 most of the time, hopefully, if the gangs are actually good at the game. And you got different types of roles. You know, you got your supports, you got your DPS units, you got your tanks, right? You know, like your heavy hitting limiteds that are like very like beefy. They can heal on kill or heal on, you know, and they have a chance of healing on damage. Those are like your tanks. You got your supports, you know, you got your dart guns, your ornamentals, your people spamming V-Day bombs, pumpkins, you know, people that are trying to keep the team alive. And then you got your DPS users, right? You got like your normal bar users, Shipka users, M4A3 users, right? The people that aren't tanky, so like they're sort of more in the back line of things. But, you know, the people like normal guns and shit, right? But, you know, like but they're still there, they're doing their job, they're doing what they need to do, right? They're walling off areas to securing the base, right? That's essentially compared Grail to Overwatch, right? Whenever an OP hero / item's busted, right? They'll nerf it, they'll adjust it. If a hero's weak on release, they'll buff it, right? That's one of those things to where like you gotta look at Grail that way, in a sense.
About these items that even though they suck to go against, it makes you want them so badly. Because it's fun to use an item that is crazy good. It's exciting being able to dominate your opponents, and to be fair, they always look super sick. But once again, it sucks to go against. Players stemming from around the 2014 Grail era time period, I feel are pretty upset about the OP limited item meta that this game has developed. I mean, who remembers when the biggest threat to you in the game was the bar?
And the game was great.
Bar. That was peak combat though, in my opinion. Let me know if you agree. It felt...
That, and the game was great when that was happening, right? Because I tell a lot of people this, that are like, whenever they ask me about Grail, because they might see me play it or whatever, I will go, look, in all reality, I don't recommend you play this game now. Because the way the game is now, it's not fun. It's not friendly to new players, right? And he's not to get into that, but it's like, you want your game to be new player friendly. Whenever I see like box wars and shit, as a new player, if I was a new player, I'd go, what the fuck is this, bro? This shit's lame as fuck. This isn't fun. What the fuck is this? This looks one side. This looks like hardcore pay to win, right? Back in the day, we thought Grail was pay to win. Shit. Now we go, damn. If it wasn't pay to win back then, it sure is fucking now. When Bar was like the top dog, it was actually more so pay to compete, if anything, right? Because once you got the bar, you can do fine. It was more so you got to learn your mechanical gameplay after that. So if you didn't have your mechanical gameplay down, you were completely shit. You're getting shit on no matter if you had the bar or not.
Way more skill based. Nowadays, it feels like the bar has become the new M4, a good gun that can compete with the better items if you have skill.
It actually seems sad now, right?
Doesn't
the
make
M4
you the
like
top
just
dog.
seems like a shit gun.
That was
now
the comparison back then, just so you guys know. The bar was the top dog gun, and the M4 was the good gun.
It's literally the staple with sparring.
What a turnaround this has all been. Jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna pause the video right here.
So essentially, the reason I paused this video is because I started this video before the Steam release was announced. This is a prime example on why you don't start too many projects at one time. So if I mention the potential Steam release, it's because of that. Now you know. It also explains why I have a different shirt on and a hat.
Whenever I record on the iPhone,
get back to the video.
If you don't know it,
to my
actually
point,
like lowers the volume.
Why is gun balancing bad? Well, in all fairness, it's not a bad concept, just not a good move. At least, not right now, I should say. Growl is making it known that there are changes that they want to make to bring new players in. Making Growl new player friendly is extremely important and obviously should be the game's focus going forward. Gun balancing is extremely complex and would take up a lot of time, planning, and focus. You probably think all it takes is lowering the damage of this gun or decreasing the speed on that gun, and if it were just that easy, well, we wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be watching this video, and I wouldn't be taking time to edit this. You never know what could go wrong with the weapons.
See, and they say it will take a lot of time, but in all reality, it really wouldn't. It really wouldn't, because you can actually just go straight to the source of basing, right? You could ask basers of what melees and guns are problems, right? For example, ornamentals, I think they shouldn't stack. The bubbles should not be stacking at all. It's just so cringe that they stack. Like, as soon as I found out they stacked, I'm like, holy fucking shit. You put back round to my original point, and both sides are doing it too. So I'm not trying to call it one side or the other. I just think it's fucking cringe in general. That top right corner, you just fucking put V-bombs and you have every ornamental put their bubbles on there. They do not fucking die unless you got dimension guns. If you don't got dimension guns, your tag gets fucking cooked. That's the fucking issue that I'm having with Grail nowadays, is that you get fucking cooked if they can stack more exotics than you, right? In a base like Neo, right? It's, you know, there's no exotics. It's whoever's fucking better is fucking better. Now, there's some cringe shit that you can do, but we're not going to get in that conversation. That'll be more, I think that's going to be a video I want to do whenever I talk about how to make Neo the most perfect base. But let me tell you, holy fucking shit, I think it's fucking cringe.
And what could go wrong with the player base with even just a small change? There was a case that happened a few years back when the management tried balancing out a new gun and, well, it caused an issue with the gun and the player base was mad that the weapon was nerfed in the first place. Why? Well, because we as humans struggle with change even if we want it so badly. Sorry, I'm not trying to get philosophical on you. But imagine all those players who took time earning that gun. That is a slap in the face, especially if it's a quote-unquote limited item. You grinded, you may have paid with your in-game money for those highly rated abilities on a weapon, just for the item you worked hard for it to be nerfed. That would cause massive contention. So, my question is it worth it? Definitely not right now. Remember when I said that Growl's focus should be on...
So, here's the thing. I think it should be. If we're on the verge of a Steam release, right, you want it to be new player friendly, right? Because if they actually put in the time and promotion to promote their game, and then they actually, like, make sure they balance these guns, one, it's going to show new players that, you know, the staff actually cares, right? They actually care about balancing the game, listening to new players, right? That's the big thing about gaming now. If you're producing a game, you want to listen to your player base, right? Look at Overwatch, for example. They didn't listen to their player base back in Overwatch, right? Now they do, because it's a whole entire new dev team. But they don't fucking listen to their fucking player base. So when you don't listen to your fucking player base, you fucking lose players, right? And you ain't gonna gain new players because you're already losing your current player base, right? And here's the thing, right? You have to look at what's more important: the majority of players or the very few players that are going to play because they spent too much money on the game, right? There's plenty of people that USD items. And let me tell you, that should be on them. They should know that, hey, look, the item's fucking broken, so why the fuck is it okay for it to exist just because you got it? Right? That's sort of our player base right now, is that we got a bunch of fucking whining bitches. Whatever shit doesn't go their way, they fucking whine. That's the fucking issue, right? I mean, I can be guilty of this. That's what the fuck I'm doing it, right? But it's like, holy fuck, you look at all these people, right? And like a lot of players, right? And especially once they come back now, they just tell me it's not worth it. Like, it's more so about limiteds and shit. And like, I can't say I'll blame them, because it's not even about skill anymore. It's about fucking who can stack more limiteds, right? Like, I'll PM a limited user, right? Hey, they're talking to show, go, okay, cool, let's go complex, let's bar, right? Shit, I'll even fucking MPX if I got to. I don't like MPX. I got a new respect for it, but I just don't like the MPX. I don't think the rewards are worth it. But holy fuck, it's like, oh, no, you're trash. How am I trash? You don't get exotic. The fuck does that mean? How the fuck does me not have an exotic mean I'm trash? If we was to go enforce bar right now, you'll get fucking waxed. Now, if I get waxed, now if you beat me, like, hey, GG, I'm just shit, apparently, right? But holy fuck, that's what the best of the basic community is. The sparring community has been calling this out for years too now, and it's just fucking cringe.
Making the game new player friendly? Yeah, keep thinking about that as we continue on through this video. If the game is planning stuff to bring new players in, whether they add the game to Steam like they said it was planned, or through advertising, the management has to realize that it is going to be not necessarily easy to achieve. It's definitely possible though, maybe adding a new job or increasing the growls per job a bit, or more tutorials or even quests or a leveling system. Sorry, wow, I got off track really quick. But while the game is in a rebuild period, the goal shouldn't be to piss off the active player base a ton. And I'm sorry, but changing the whole dynamic of the gun system in the game would cause chaos. Once again, gun balancing is complex. Actually, you know what the perfect definition of gun balancing is? Basically MPX, but none, and I mean none of you are ready for that convo.
Okay, that's the issue. MPX isn't gun balancing, it's a test of dodging. It's more so it's dodging, right? MPX it was just a way to, like, Complex was sort of going down a route where it was bar spamming, and a lot of, like, the enforced bars, they didn't like that. So what they did was they just made MPX. Plus also the GSTs was just slowly turning into everybody get on a tag and let's spam Shipka. By the way. So just saying that's the case. But now we're in a time period where we got enforced bar, right? Why don't we just do a GST for enforced barring as well, right? I think Complex deserves some sort of GST. MPX is dead unless it's GST season, or unless there's a daily quest. But MPX is just more so about dodging than pure gun gameplay. That's the issue. MPX is just dodging instead of gun gameplay, right? Because you gotta look at it, right? A lot of people use certain guns because they're most comfortable with that gun. But once, like, for example, right? I prefer to use M4A3. I like using M4A3. I got a wide variety of guns. But there's sometimes where I buy guns because I want to try them out. And then I use that gun and it's like a fucking deer in headlights because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with it. So it's like, holy fuck, bro, right? For example, right? If you watch me use M4A3, I'm a whole lot better using that than I am using bar, because the bar plays weird to me because I prefer the M4A3. I like the corner play style, right? I like to play on corners, right? The bar, you can do that, but it's harder to do that because you don't get the hand switch, right? With the hand switch, hell yeah. Or I like to just fucking rush in there and be a fucking bull, right? So that's why whenever I get MP5, I'll be sparring with it most likely, because once I get MP5, I'll definitely be done fucking basing that by then, because it's like, I got 200k, I got nothing else to fucking do in basing. Because basing's like the only way you can get a crazy amount of PKs. But that's getting off subject there. And whenever you say keep a new player friendly, right, you also got to look at it as well, right? A new player is not going to want to, like, go look at a box war. So, like, if we're, like, whatever, like, Ember, like, for example, right, today, when I drop this video, whenever, like, the war gets full peak with Ember and Kratos, just go there and look at that shit. That shit is not fucking fun at all, right? That shit's a new player's fucking nightmare. Nobody wants to war now because of that shit, too. It's just fucking ridiculous. Like, nobody wants to war because of that shit. Wars seem like a fucking chore now, if anything, right? Only reason why I fucking do it is because, well, one, I'm working on Bleach 2K. So that's one. But two, holy fuck. I just need the PKs, yo. Once I get 200k PKs, it's like, okay, cool, I can just stop fucking basing and shit. I can just go spar now, because fuck this shit, right? But that's sort of my comment on that whole on his MPX thing. Idea of saying that MPX is more so is a good idea of gun balancing. MPX is just more so focused on dodging and the skill of the player, not the actual guns itself. Complex is more the guns itself with dodging. It sounds weird to say that, but that's why I think MPX sparring is a whole lot harder than MPX sparring. But I think MPX sparring actually requires a little bit more skill than Complex sparring. Unless, like, you're doing M4A3 series or M4 series, maybe Vector series, it's like, yeah, no, but it's like, It's more so because a lot of time people use 5.5.0 for their gun builds and like duos and solos. Now, whenever you look at GSC, like that's where you start seeing spread because the arena is fucking massive. But different conversation for a different video.
Basically, to sum up what I'm trying to say, gun balancing shouldn't be the focus as it would throw everything off and probably piss people off as well. The focus should be to keep your current player base as happy as you can until they bring in a new wave of players. Then they can try to solve those complex problems. Unfortunately, Growl kind of dug themselves in a hole with limited items and guns, and sometimes when you dig a deep enough hole, it's hard to get out of. My solution would be hold off on gun balancing to keep your current player base. And don't keep adding more limiteds like crazy. That digging a hole analogy I use, yeah, I also forgot to mention, you shouldn't keep digging to find a solution. I actually don't think limited guns and OP items are necessarily a bad thing. I just think they should decrease the amount of OP weapon output per year. I guess this gets me wondering, what if there was a solution that pleased both sides? Get a little bit of balancing for some things while also not ruining the relationship with players. I guess it's possible. Maybe decreasing the abilities of some of these items, even in the slightest, like maybe chill out with the burn effects or freeze or kick back just a little bit. I'll say that just again, just a little bit. Because it's been done in the past, right? Right? For example, the chem gun is one of the most OP items and they nerfed it so that you weren't able to use it in bases. That's a move I think the majority of people are pretty happy about.
Yes, that was a thing that happened, and that's actually a thing I really want to say is like, maybe all these limiters and shit, maybe we just like take them out the base till we can get a better grasp of what we should nerf and what we shouldn't nerf, right? Because that's like the biggest issue you look at. All these dimension guns, spell books, bunnies, all these fucking OPS melees, they almost make the game unplayable. Just like people now in Grail, they haven't grown up on the whole entire getting good at the game in a mechanical sense. A lot of spars, right? A lot of people that come back to spar, if they aren't using a limited, they're more so playing mechanically, or they're just spamming bar, one of the two. But now it's a lot of people don't play on a mechanical level at all. It's like you look at it, it's like it's fucking cringe. It's like, bro, like why the fuck, like why the fuck is this being revolved around, right? I do think that should be an option, right? A lot of people are going to get pissed off at it, right? But that's because of the fact that they spent way too much money on these items. But it's like, at this rate, you might as well fucking allow Kim, bro. Like, holy fuck. The Kim wouldn't make any much of a difference now than it does already. Because, holy fuck. If anything, shit, it might make basing a little bit easier for people that don't have exotics, right? They go get 200 EC, they go get the Kim, boom. They just go, they just focus on that, right? Some of these items make Kim look like a fucking joke. You can unban Kim and it won't make a fucking difference. Look at PZ, for example. Pirate Zone, they had Kim legal by accident because they forgot to turn it off, and it really wouldn't make a difference. Now, for sparring, yeah, that would make a difference for sparring. But it's like, holy fuck. Some of these items just make Kim like a fucking joke, though.
I'm not gonna lie though, gun balancing sounds complex and kind of hurts my brain a bit. So yeah, maybe they should just hold off for a bit. Like legit, I've been thinking about it for about 30 minutes and I can't figure out what to do properly. And also, when I say they should focus on a new wave of players, that doesn't mean I think they should forget about their active player base or move on from the active player base when the new players come in, because in reality, that's the last thing I want. Anyways, that is all I have to say for the day. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video and topic. Do you think Growl should balance weapons? Do you agree with me they should wait to even try? If so, send me a message in the comment section down below. I'm curious and would love to hear your thoughts on this. If you did enjoy this video, thoughts are on this video and topic. Do you think Growl should balance weapons? Do you agree with me they should wait to even try? If so, send me a message in the comment section down below. I'm curious and would love to hear your thoughts on this. If you did enjoy this video.
So, that's his video, and there's points where I do agree with. Like, I do agree with the fact that maybe they shouldn't, like, focus on balancing guns right away. But I do think they should, like, for the meantime. I really do think there a lot of these exotics and limiteds and auctions should just be like straight up banned. Like there's some of them like I find to be cool, right? Like the one like the concussion grenade, I think that one's fine. The one where you fucking dolphin dive and shit, I think that one's fine. Like all like the guns, so like they don't like really like fucking go crazy, right? Like dragon rifles fucking crazy, dimension guns fucking crazy, RNG's alright, Vandals fucking crazy, but I guess you could put RNG that category too. Uh, what else? The flamethrower's fine. What else? I don't know. No, all the like, the bunny, the bunny shit. The Skybreaker. What's another big one? Oh shit. Fuck. And then you got your melees like Shroud, Ornamental, the Valentine one, the Cupid Staff, uh, Ice Mage, Freezy's Icy Slasher, like shit like that. Like the broken ass shit. That was like major ass crowd control, right? And that's like why they're so fucking good is that they have crowd control. They force you to move out the way, like without even breaking a fucking sweat, right? When you see a shroud coming, you back the fuck up, right? And the shroud's already doing its job there, right? Even if it doesn't get a kill, they're making you back the fuck up and breaking your walls. It's already doing its fucking job there, right? Well, now it's, like, it used to be about, like, you had to, like, make your own crowd control. You had to be fucking stacked, right? You had to, like, recruit, like, the best 25 players you got, or else you get fucking waxed. But that's about fucking it, man. I really just think, like, I really don't think gun balancing will ruin the era. I just think it's, like, really hard to go about it without pissing off all your players. Because, like, I think if you just straight up ban them and, like, say, hey, look. I think if you just straight up ban them and say, like, hey, look, we're going to ban these items until we find the best way to balance them to where they aren't too broken for players, right? Because a lot of these, honestly, like, I really just think it's more so, like, Poopy's extremely, bambzls is actually really fucking right about one thing, is that you need to slow down dropping limiteds, right? It seems like there's a new limit every single month, and it's actually like an issue. For example, during Christmas, there's like 5 different limited melees and like two different and like a different reskin of a limited already every single year, right? And then like every month you get a new auction item that's out the ass busted. And then like you're just exotics, right? Your exotic coins, right? Like you give out 25 each. I can't remember how many they give out, but it's like a lot, right? Like a lot of people have almost everybody has a fucking limit now, which is like fucking crazy, right? I don't go for them because I just really think they should be banned, right? I got access to our RNG account, and let me tell you, shit, holy fuck, that gun's fucking crazy. Now I think it's even better for height. I think it's fucking broken, right? And then this is the Xmas one too. I think if you got a high mechanical gameplay, it's fucking insane, right? Because there's a lot of people I was shit on them, like I can normally like shit on without the exotics. There's some like I might struggle with, but like with that RNG, holy fuck, it's a different ball game. I'm just fucking rolling. Oh fuck. I don't think it's a good spar gun though. I think it's fine as a spar gun. It's just more so like you'd rather use something else. Like the RNG is only as strong as because once you get like low HP picks, you kill like low HP people, or you just start killing people. It's fucking nasty. Like you're just fucking breaking the wall, going boom, boom, boom. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think the explosion does damage too. I could be wrong. I just saw it happen when I was using it, but like I said. But I think like if you just like did a hardcore ban on them for the meantime and like found a good way to balance them without like breaking it like to where it's ass, but like making it good, right? I think that would be fine. Like for example, I think the biggest issue with these items is their cooldowns. Look at a game like Overwatch. Your abilities have cooldowns. Heroes with like low cooldowns and good abilities, they just get used a lot because guess what? The cooldown's fucking good and the ability's good, right? For example, I can't remember the current status of it, but Baptiste, he has three really strong abilities. Uh, he has his ultimate, which is window. He has his burst healing, and he has his lamp. They all have pretty low cooldowns for what they do. The lamp makes you immortal, burst healing's fucking broken, and his window is fucking amazing. So imagine it like that, right? Because as soon as you get into the base, it's like, oh my god, they got this cooldown already, right? While there's some like melees and limiteds, right? Or just some items where the cooldown's fucking dog shit. For example, that Kim Katana, right? What's the cooldown on it, right? What's the cooldown on the teleportation? Would be ready by the time you get back in base. What's the cooldown on, what's the cooldown on all of these things, right? That's just more so, like, it's just something you gotta think about. But that's my video. I wanted to go ahead and give my sort of reaction to it, because when I saw it, I'm just sitting here like, this is like a really weird take, but I like it. I actually genuinely agree with this, right? Because it's one of those things where I sat down and I saw it and I'm like, honestly, holy fuck. This is actually a really good take. And at first, I just sat there and I said, wait a minute. I'm like, yeah, he's right to an extent. He is right to an extent, but he's also wrong to an extent. And I figured I would say, I don't think of a ruined grail, but I just think of something where, you have to sit on carefully, because you got new players coming in from Steam, but also just at the same time, it's like, what are we going to do? But that's my whole entire take on this situation. But please let me know what y'all think, because I want to give my reaction out there, because I think from Bamzl perspective, he doesn't see what we see, right? In the basic community and sparring community, he doesn't get to see what we see, right? He doesn't get to see the discords, the actual wars, right? The war, the raid that he was having me in was a slimmer of what he should see, right? But thank you for watching. If you stuck through all the way, please like and subscribe. Like I said, this was more likely a lengthy video, but I wanted to make this because this video alone will get people thinking in a wrong mindset, I think. But please let me know. And if you actually disagree with anything I said in the video, please let me know. I'll be glad to discuss it.